Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuhu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So the chanting of the holy name, which we all do daily, it requires a certain type of disposition of state of consciousness, which will make our chanting very effective. When I say effective, the holy name should cleanse our minds of the impurities like lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion, all those things. Just like when you apply a washing soap in the hand, after that you open the tap and you mix it with water, and then all the dirty things are washed away from the hand. Imagine you only have the soap solution in your hand and water is not coming in the tap. Then you will feel sticky. Hands are very sticky, you feel uneasy. You are not able to wash away the hand. Similarly, the holy name is like the soap and the water is like the devotional disposition. If we lack the devotional disposition and attentive hearing, if these two things are lacking, even though the holy name is very potent and powerful, like the soap, it is capable of washing away our impurities, still we find that people ask why the holy name is not taking effect in my heart. So many years I am chanting, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. It's all the same like before. So how does a person know he is advancing? 3 symptoms are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhakti pareshan bhavo viraktir anyatra chaishatrika ekakalaha prabhadyamanasya yatashnatasya tushti pushtikshudapayonadhasam. This verse says, when you are hungry, when you put food in the mouth, you find a taste in the tongue, you find satisfaction in the belly, you find strength in the arms, Shakti. 3 things happen. So similarly, when the holy names are chanted or we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one should be able to do it in a very one-pointed way with a great joy, and one should feel that, I get to chant the holy name today. I can be with the holy name peacefully for next 2 hours. I am fortunate to be with the holy name. One should feel like that. Similarly, when one gets a chance to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, one should actually run to hear the Bhagavatam with great enthusiasm. Put everything else aside and hear it with great enthusiasm. So that is taste. Then the satisfaction means no more hankering, no more greed. I don't have this, I don't have that. They have it, why I can't have it? No. One doesn't feel any kind of hankering or greed for what you don't have. You become satisfied. And thirdly, the strength in the arms means strength to preach Krishna consciousness. Nobody needs to push you. You yourself are self-motivated. You feel that, world is on fire. Let me go and distribute books. Let me go and preach. And let me utilize my time in reaching out Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible. These 3 symptoms should be seen in the advanced devotee. Taste, satisfaction and strength. So, this is like a self-test, we can say. We can give self-test to ourselves. So, what is that water which you have to mix with the soap for washing the hands away? Similarly, what is the ingredient to be added to the holy name, like a soap solution? The water, that is the devotional disposition I told you, and the attentive hearing. Kintu adarat anudinam kalusaiva jushta swadvi kramad tadgata mulakantri, he says. One should approach the holy name very respectfully. Adarat, he says. Anudinam, and one should daily chant the holy name without fail. That means our discipline in sticking to the holy name and our dealing with the Lord. So discipline and dealing, these 2 are very important. In Nectar of Instruction, the first 3 verses talk about discipline. The next 3 verses talk about dealing. like Vachavegam, Manasavegam, Atyahara Prayasascha, and then Utsaha Nishchaya Dharyat. These things talk about the devotional, the disciplines that we have to follow. Then Dadati Pati Ganati Ukhimakati Prachati, that was. And then the next was Krishneti Yasya Giritam Manasadriyeta, Drishtai Savavajanate Ropishashti Doshe, Aprakritatva Bhakta Janasa Pashyat. So these kind of verses talk about the dealing. So they talk about the dealing with whom? With Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. The first three offenses talk about dealing with Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. The first offense, dealing with Vaishnavas. Second offense, dealing with Hari. Third offense, dealing with Guru. So if we can learn these three dealings properly, and so by properly dealing, so dealing means respectful, and discipline means oneself, one's own disciplines. So by this the proper dealing and discipline, in the chanting of the holy name, dealing means respectful approach to the holy name, and discipline means, as we were saying, the attentiveness, attentive hearing. Prabhupada says, chant audibly, pronounce clearly, hear attentively, he says. And then chanting in the Pratahakal, Brahma Muhurtam. So these are all the disciplines that one has to follow. Now let us talk about the dealing with the Lord, respectful dealing with the Lord. For example, in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find Lord Krishna quitting the battle in Mathura and going away with Krishna Balaram, both of them. Pala yamano tav drishtva magada prakhasan bali anmadavat rathani kair ishayor apramanavit. It is said, pala yamano tav drishtva, seeing that the two Madhavas are running away from the battle. Who are the two Madhavas? Krishna Balaram. They are, and this Magada Prakhasan Bali, the Magada means the king of the Magada, which is Jarasandha. He, Rathani Kair, he sat on the Rath and chased behind them and loudly laughed, ha 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 ha, just look at these two guys, they are running away from me. He was thinking like that. Ishayor apramanavit. That means, Ishayoho means two Ishas, two lords. He was not aware of the power of the two lords, how powerful they were, how mighty they were. He thought of them to be ordinary boys. But they were the supreme lords, both of them. And then it is said, Abhitau Bhiru Bhitavat, it is said. Abhitau means they were not at all afraid, both of them. But Bhiru means coward. Bhitavat means what? As if they were afraid. Just like a father sometimes is running away from the small kid and the kid is taking a stick and chasing behind. And father is saying, like that he's running. So you will have a good fun, isn't it? It looks like father is afraid, but father is not afraid. So Lord is actually doing this pastime to please his devotees. He wants to thrill the devotees with this pastime. Because Leela means playful. Lord is performing playful activity. Abhitau Bhiru Bhitavat, it is said. Manushya Cheshtam Apannau Abhitau Bhiru Bhitavat, it is said. Manushya Cheshtam Apannau means having accepted the activities like an ordinary man. The Lord was running. Manushya Cheshtam, it says. Apannau means accepting. So, Lord is not an ordinary person, although he plays like an ordinary person. Palayama, and then he was going, Chelatur Bahuyojanam, long distance, both the Lords ran. After that, what he did? Tungamaruhatam Girim, it is said. They climbed up a 90 miles high mountain. Generally, when you run a long distance, you may want to take some rest, But after running long distance, the two Lords climbed up the 90 miles high mountain, it is said. After that, this fellow Jarasandha saw that Pravarshana mountain is covered with a lot of bushes. It's difficult to locate these two fellows, they are hiding somewhere inside. So he told to put kerosene all around, set it ablaze. So the big fire erupted, and the two lords on the top of the mountain decided to jump off. Imagine 90 miles high from there, Nipetatu Adho Bhuvi, it is said. From there, in the Dashaikan Tungan, he says, such a tall mountain, 90 miles high mountain, from there they both jumped off. And imagine if somebody jumps from a 90 miles height, to the ground, you can't count his bones. It will be completely powdered, or at least fractured. But these two lords, the next verse says, after jumping, they both went to Dwaraka, it is said. That's all. You don't hear of them going to some orthopedic section of some hospital for repairing the bones. That is because the two lords, their bodies are made up of what? What their bodies are made up of? Satchidananda. Satchidananda means what? Spiritual. So this is the first thing to understand. Janma karma chame divyam. The Lord's body is divyam. His activities are divyam. So in the same manner, another pastime, when Kalayavana came, the Lord actually decided not to be touched by Kalayavana. He's a sinner, great sinner, cow flesh eater. So the Lord thought, let me go away from him. So the Lord was running, and Kalayavana ran behind him. And the Lord entered a long distance, he ran, and then he entered a cave. In the cave, the Lord went and stood on the side of Muchukunda, who was sleeping there with a covered blanket. So when the demon Kalayavana entered, he thought, hey, till now he was running, and suddenly this fellow was lying and covering with a blanket. Like that, foolishly he thought, see, how can somebody suddenly sleep like that? He was not, somehow his brain didn't work for him by Lord's arrangement. So he thought that because Krishna is sleeping now with a blanket covered, he kicked that person. But when the person took off the blanket, then he understood he is not Krishna. Who was it? Muchukunda. And Muchukunda with his two eyes, when he saw Kalayavana, his body got burned down to ashes, only skeleton remained. And then Muchukunda turned to the side. There he saw the beautiful Lord standing. And Muchukunda was like, stand there, because the power of his eye got diminished. And the eyes, one person he burned down, whereas the other person's body is so much tejasvi, personality. His tejas was diminishing, Muchukunda's eye tejas. When he saw that, he told, my dear Lord, who are you? Ko Bhavan? Iha samprapto Gakvare Girikandare. He is saying that, who are you, my Lord? In this mountain gufa, I obtained you. Such a beautiful personality. You are standing on a lotus, and you are standing with 400 form, with Sangha Chakra Gada Padma. First he asked him, are you Surya, are you Chandra, are you Agni? Finally he said, you must be Vishnu, because you have 4 hands, Sangha Chakra Gada Padma, who else will hold it? You are the Supreme Lord. And then after that, he introduced himself, I am Ikshvakukul, I am born in that and all that, and I am not a great king, I am a very ordinary king. He was very, very humble king. And then the Lord told him, you are asking me, who am I? I am only wondering how to tell who am I, he said. Because I have come as so many forms, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsingha, so many forms. And I have thousands of names. As soon as I do an activity, immediately I get a name. I sit in the chariot of Arjuna, immediately people call me Parsarthi. I little bit Makan I steal and put in my mouth, people call me Makan Chor. Isn't it? And my mother binds me with a rope, immediately people call me Damodar. I run away from the battlefield, people call me Ranchod. Anything I do, immediately people give me a name. I have a million names, I am only wondering which name to tell you, he said. And then the Lord told him, anyway, for the time being, let me tell you, right now my name is Vasudev, because I am born in the family of Vasudeva and Devaki. And then the Lord told him, you can count the millions of atoms in this world, how many? You can find out, but you cannot count my qualities, you cannot count my names, you cannot count my activities. So the Lord told his glories to Muchukunda. And the Lord told him finally that, Prarthitam Prachuram Purvam. In the Purva Janma, you have done so much devotion for me, and you aspired for my darshan. Therefore, I have come to give you my darshan. So you can imagine, if you have done your homework, Lord will wake you up and give you darshan. And if you have not done the homework, no matter run in, like when Prabhupada came to India, in Vrindavan, all the Western devotees left the temple morning Bhagavatam class and they went to roam around in Vrindavan, because first time they are seeing Vrindavan. Prabhupada says, where are the devotees? Prabhupada asked. Prabhupada, they have gone around for Govardhan Parikrama to see different places. And afternoon they all came back. Prabhupada called them to his room and scolded them. You think you can find Radha and Krishna in the bushes of Vrindavan? Like that he asked. You see, Sadhu is sitting here, and instead of listening and seeing Vrindavan through your ears, you are trying to see Vrindavan through your eyes. You cannot see. So then they all became frightened after that. So, and then they understood the seriousness, that actually Lord cannot be easily seen. If you have done your homework, you will get the vision to see Him. If you have not done the homework, then do the homework. That's the point, like the Prabhupada said. So, these pastimes, when we hear, one thing becomes very clear. Krishna's body is not like ordinary body. Muchukunda could not burn Krishna's body. Krishna's body is Satchitananda. The jumping off the mountain did not hurt his body because he is Satchitananda Vigraha. So the Janma Karma Chame Divyam, this is called Artha Pravriti. The Artha Pravriti, as we do it with great attentiveness, that will increase our respect for the Lord. That will increase our glorification of the Lord. And these kind of pastimes can absorb our mind. And this is what causes the background disposition for a devotee. With that background disposition, the devotion to the Lord and respect for the Lord, affection for the Lord will increase. You go to the temple and see the deity form of Radha Madhava or Radheshyamdas, Radheshyamdas. Immediately remember, this is the same person about whom I am reading in Muchukunda's pastime, or I am reading in Kalayavana's pastime, or whatever, the Jarasandha's pastime. So in this way, by absorbing our mind in these pastimes, there are so many amazing pastimes. Lord delivering those princesses from the jail. Similarly, the Lord going to Bahulashva and Shuddhadev. So I made a list of 50 pastimes like that in the Bhagavata. Wherever I go, I speak one pastime in different places. Because when we speak these pastimes, the speaker and the hearer and the questioner, all the three get purified by that. And this kind of, nowadays what happens in even ISKCON's preaching, many times we keep our preaching very basic so that the newcomers will understand. But in the course of that, years together, we are speaking only the basic. Then the devotee, even the senior devotees, may not absorb this kind of pastime. Therefore, Prabhupada has given us the Bhagavatam purports and Chaitanya Charitamrita purports. By reading, assimilating, appreciating, relishing and repeating. So then our mind is supposed to become like a sponge which absorbs the water, or like a blotting paper which absorbs the ink. That kind of absorption happens. Absorption means even after I hear the class and push off, it keeps coming with me wherever I go. Just like you all have experienced, you watch a movie sometimes. You have come out of the movie theatre. 1 week the movie will be with you. And the hero, heroine, and you are living in their world. Correct? Now, some movies have that impact like that. So, therefore we have to absorb. Then when consciousness is soaked in the pastime, then when we chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whom am I calling? I am calling the same person, behind whom Yashoda ran behind. By her love she could capture him. And the two demons could not capture him. Jarasandha and Kalayavana could not capture him, but Yashoda could capture him. So, the right devotion disposition is explained by Lord Chaitanya. Ayinanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budhau kripaya tava pada pankajastita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O son of Nanda, I am insignificant servant, a small atom at your lotus feet. I have fallen from the spiritual to the material plane. Please pick me up and place me at your lotus feet as one of the millions of devotees who are eternally serving you. So, this is my position, and my consciousness is that I don't want to enjoy, I want to serve you. I don't want to exploit any living entities. I simply want to be at your lotus feet and serve you. So, remembering this background consciousness with devotional disposition and attentive hearing, definitely our chanting will assume quality over the months and years. And we will become sober in our mind in approaching Krishna. Then we'll attain perfection in the Japa. Harinam Prabhu ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Radheshyam Prabhu ji ki. Prabhuji can take questions if anybody has.
And they can ask in what I spoke just now.
Or you can just say a reflection.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, so you talked about taste, satisfaction, strength. One thing I wanted to ask was, how do we keep these things steady, right, in Japa? And I'm asking for our congregation, and also for myself, right? How do we make sure that we are staying steady? Like we see sometimes we are very enthusiastic in the month of Kartik, or in a special month like when this Paisakh, we'll do everything to wake up early, chant, Japa, 30 days in the month of Kartik. Right? But once Kartik finishes, then the motivation, the strength, everything kind of wanes down. So,
actually, see, I'll tell you a simple example. say gulab jamun everybody knows. Everybody likes gulab jamun. So once you tasted gulab jamun on a feast day, then next time you see the gulab jamun, nobody needs to push you to eat it. You will go running. In case they give you 4 or 5 gulab jamun, people are ready to accept more and more. You definitely will want it, and if they give more of it, you will accept it happily, and nobody needs to motivate you for it. In the same manner, chanting of the holy name also, if it is done with attentiveness and absorption, it gives rise to a certain type of relish and taste, and which actually impels the chanter to look forward for the chanting next day. So there are 5 ways we can think of chanting. One is, alas, I have to chant the holy name now. It's boring. And next 2 hours it's a punishment, like that one thinks. That is the lowest state of consciousness. Now one state higher than that, now one can think that, oh, I have given a promise to my Guru Maharaj, at the time of initiation, whether it is tasty or not tasty, it's my duty to chant. So I will at any cost, somehow or other, some rounds in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening, somehow I will finish it. But it's my duty. One feels like that. That's the second. And higher than that is, one feels that, I get to chant the holy name. And the human form of life is very rare. And we have got it now. I am blessed that Guru gave me the mantra, and by chanting this I will become purified and I will become a pure devotee one day. Even though it is difficult, I will do it, because this is a golden opportunity for me to think like that. And higher than that is to look forward for the chanting, thinking that, oh, I have so many impurities in my heart and I am so lethargic. Now let the morning time come, I will take a fresh bath and I look forward. Now the chanting of the holy name is going to purify me and I am going to advance very fastly in my spiritual life. As soon as there is an opportunity, I will chant. Which means, like I am going in the train or bus or flight, I have some time and I don't have anything immediately to do, then I will chant the holy name now. Why? Because this is the medicine for me. It's a sarva roga nivarani. If I chant the holy name, all good will come to me, all bad will go away. And the highest is, I love to chant. So the love for chanting is like taste for gulab jamun, I said. In this way, we have gradations of consciousness in a chanter. So, and how do we go to lower to higher levels of consciousness? As I told, attentive hearing and so in Hindi we call it as a nishkapat bhavana, se niraparad bhavana, se nisahaya bhavana. Nisahaya is helpless and nishkapat is without any kind of duplicity. And niraparad means without free from, there should be no 10 offenses. So one should study about the 10 offenses in detail thoroughly, and then in this way try to avoid the offenses and chant the early morning hours and chant with a longing to attain the Lord, because all devotees in the Bhagavatam we find they are running towards the Lord. So in this way, chanting is not just a mechanical activity to be completed. The 16 rounds chanting which we do every day, many devotees think that, okay, somehow or other I have to write the holy name and finish it off, cut. Some people do it like a machine, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 they do like that. And that is what causes the boredom in chanting. Then the taste will not arise. For example, I'll tell you a simple thing. Say, one Mataji makes halwa in 1.5 hours, butter halwa. She will slowly put in low flame, like this, she will keep on doing. Initially the white color flour becomes golden color, like golden color, correct now? Brown color like that. And then gradually she adds things little by little and cashew and kaju and elachi and badam, pista, everything. And the halwa comes out so powerful. On the other hand, another Mataji says that, oh, a lot of guests have come, quickly I have to make. In 15 minutes she finishes the halwa. Both look like same. The 15-minute halwa, if you taste, you will not want for the second time. And the other one, 1.5 hours one has put, you taste that one, very tasty it will be. So therefore the quality that goes into making japa. Similarly, a pujari is offering Lord the plate of bhoga. Sometimes I've seen pujaris, how beautifully they arrange. You have seen that? The items in the plate, the vatis, everything they arrange and all the items. The other hand, there are some pujaris, last minute they take the plate, run inside, they just throw the things in the plate, here and there. Eat it now, give it back quickly. Like that, And the Lord will say, what kind of offering is it? Like in one of our student centers, when I went, I was just doing Japa, I saw them. 6:58 they brought the bhoga. 7 o'clock they removed. I immediately stopped them. Hey, wait a minute. You are keeping the bhoga to Lord, let him eat it. Give him some at least 5 minutes at least. No, Prabhuji, boys have to go to college. I said, okay, if they have to go to college, then 6:45 you offer it. No, Prabhuji, cook started cooking late, he said. Then tell him to start cooking early. Start cooking. Actually, you can't be so inattentive in service. No, Prabhuji, cook sleeps late at night. Tell him to sleep early at night. No, Prabhuji, night we had a program, sir. Okay, then you guys go and help the cook in cutting sabji. Whatever it takes to offer attentive service. So then only Lord will be pleased. So not only I am telling about chanting, but right from the time we get up in the morning till we sleep at night, we do the services a little more attentively, carefully, because we are serving the Supreme Person. So then I think our quality of chanting will improve by that. One boy was asking me, Prabhu, can we chant while driving the scooter? Then I asked him, if Microsoft company is calling you for interview, will you give an interview while driving the scooter? He said, no, Prabhuji, half an hour before the interview call, I will be there sitting, Isn't it? So, but people think chanting somehow or other finish it off. There is one video you will get in Hare Krishna TV, how not to chant the holy name. Some 30 different ways they have shown how not to chant. So, when we saw, we laughed like anything when we saw the video. But we understood many of us may be doing those mistakes, WhatsApp, Japa, so many different, Bomber Japa, so many different type of Japa and all. So I think, Prabhu, many things I said. One is, we should learn from that video how not to chant and chant properly. And then make an effort to be attentive. Make an effort to be absorbing ourselves. And daily do the chanting properly in such a manner, like cooking the halwa in 1.5 hours, I said. Properly cook the halwa. So, do a proper offering to the Lord, Lord will be pleased. When Lord is pleased, the taste comes. Taste is not something I can acquire on my own. Just like we say, if somebody wants colorful butterfly, as children we used to chase behind in the garden, run around. You can't catch it. Whenever it is sitting somewhere, you go to catch it, it flies away. Similarly, Lord is not easy to get. But you make a garden with such fragrant and colorful flowers, butterflies will come and sit. You will see that. That means we prepare our heart in such a way that Lord will come to accept it. Like make our heart like butter, Krishna likes butter very much, he will come to steal it. Correct, no? Therefore we don't say, I gave my heart to Krishna, we don't say. What do we say? I lost my heart in Vrindavan. Correct, no? So how we lose it? Because Krishna steals it. When does Krishna steal it? When we prepare it to a certain quality. And how do we prepare the quality? That's what I was talking today. Correct, no? So it makes sense, Prabhu?
Yes. Hare Krishna. Anybody else have any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Now that we are talking about on the context of chanting, so which kind of chanting is more preferred? Is it Vachik, Mansik or Rupanshu, or is it just depends on individual person?
Vachik. Prabhupada said we should chant Vachik. We follow Prabhupada. There may be many other Vaishnava acharyas, gurus who may say different things. But for us, Prabhupada clearly says Vachik because he says that in Kali Yuga, if you chant Manasik, we will go to sleep. He says very easily. Because the Tamaguna, Rajaguna and the environment is enormous. And Upamsu, that's why Upamsu is not recommended for us. Haridas Thakur chanted, I heard 64 rounds of Vachik and then another 64 rounds Upamsu and another 64 rounds congregation chanting. Like that he did 192 rounds. But for us, Prabhupada said chant audibly, hear attentively and pronounce clearly, like that he said. So I also chant audibly. We should not shout too loud because we lose the energy and we'll go to sleep after that, like that rabbit story, rabbit and tortoise. Some people shout, Hare Krishna, they shout and after 4 rounds they'll be dozing. So it's a marathon because 16 rounds, So gradually you have to build up Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 and then it can go to the peak. You can build up gradually. Because 12 to 16 rounds you can shout as much as you want because the rounds are getting over at that time. But in the beginning we can slowly build up. And we have to chant with clarity and hear attentively.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we can.
Now we can chant, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.